Hello, my friends, and welcome back, everybody. So, as usual, yesterday we talked about our HTTP plugin and the shitty code which is written many years ago by PHP programmer, and we talked about this super stupid parsing logic. Guys, I don't know actually why do we have this. Why do we have especially this parser here? Because actually, let me make a little bit quieter. Okay, looks like fine at the moment. Okay, let's do like this. And today we have a bug related to this stupid parsing logic, and especially this bug is related to the specifically to this part we targeted yesterday for update, and especially for this stupid line of code. So basically, this is a casting without any checks if our key here from our data tree is actually a data tree. So this will panic for sure if let's say this value under this key is a string, yeah. And this bug is particularly about that interface conversion is string, not data tree. So it is time, guys, to, I think, completely rethink this logic. And I found a library, a real schema, this one. So I don't want to write a parser. So first of all, I actually don't know why we should parse this tree. So because it's like, for me, if user send this, let's say options 0 order priority, or like we have in tests here, like every multipart values looks like if they are text, represented as a text. So for example, test, then like nested questions, like answers 23, 0 clues. So this is all of these are nested, and we parse them to have like this, to like send to PHP the data like this, like flat array, let's say. I don't know the decision behind this solution here actually. So, and for me it looks like super not needed here, like super not needed. First of all, in Golang we don't parse like, for sure this is needed to send this data to a PHP worker. So yeah, I know this is for sure, but actually do we need to send this data in this format to PHP worker? So do we actually need to parse all of the things instead of just passing the data as is to the PHP worker? I don't know. I think that we should pass it like as is. Okay, let's try this package. So I know what is about. This is about of like parsing this post form into this is post form into the decoder, schema decoder, but we have values, we have multipart form. Yeah, post form have URL values, but multipart form have a multipart form like style with the values and files. Let me think what we can do here to simplify this logic. And yeah, let me show you the bug. So, where's RoadRunner? Show me yourself. Okay, we don't need a debug, we don't need 24 workers, 2 will be enough. Level debug for sure. And okay, so let's put a breakpoint here and let's start on runner. And I have like another window with Postman and prepared this super big body, you know, it's like opened for several seconds, which contains a lot of things inside it. Like, as you may see here, a lot of keys to parse. And at some point, I suspect that this point is this thing, which is passing a shrinked slice, but still this is this slice, to the mount function, so to recursive call, like to here. Yeah, we for sure we can shrink the data like this, but I suspect that when we use the data somewhere here, so let me show you the bug itself. So okay, let me send a request. Yeah, and this is fine. And here we so if we have data type inside the keys, inside this data tree, by the keys 0, which is actually not a data tree itself, but is a string in our case. As we see here, we have data tree, like a big data tree with a nums, yeah, and 0 would be 1, and 1 is, where is it? Yeah, keys 0, 7. I'm sorry, 7. 7. I think it's like this. 26. No. Bam. And we have a panic here, as we see here. So this interface conversion is incorrect. And now I have to, first of all, I have to figure out how this piece of shit works, because I hate this part of this logic. And maybe let me check. Maybe this is because of a data tree reallocation, and it happens because we don't have enough place. Let me check once again. No. Where is it? Go to argument. Also, let me use raise flag with the Golang just to double check if we have a raise condition here. And this is why I like Rust, because I suspect that somewhere in this logic we have both mutable and immutable access to these keys at the same time. Moreover, I think that we have 2 or more mutable accesses to these keys at the same time. And thus, while we're changing some kind of internal array of these keys and this data tree, at the same time we somewhere inserting a data into it. And this leads to this data corruption. So if we have a lot of data, we'll see this random, let's say, numbers, random shadow keys inside the data tree itself. And this is why I do like Rust, because this is impossible to make this such mistakes in Rust. Okay. And moreover, I didn't make this mistake. And where's my request? What? Oh, I need to start in debug mode. So we don't have any race conditions here. And how I understand that we definitely have data corruption here. So because every time when we have, let's see, we have keys 0 and clue, yeah? And let's move forward. Let's send this request once again, and we have another keys. And we also have the error on another keys set. Everything is data tree except one little piece of shit. And yeah, number 25. And key 0 is 25, yeah, and here we have 25 and value of 25 is string. And it's, you know, it's very hard to find a place where it was like inserted and allocated. Okay, where we prepare tree node. So basically, do we have we only preparing here? Yeah, is data empty and is tree. So this is not a prepare tree node, because here we just preparing the data. Let me try to change this to a pointer. And do like this. Dereferencing for sure. I don't think this is the solution. I'm just randomly trying to understand what is happening here, because I have no clue about what is the thing here. And yeah, we can't cast this to mount because we need to introduce local variable like this. Thank you, Goland. And I think that's it. Yeah, and we still have 25. Oh. Yeah, string. Okay, let's think about. Okay. I guess I understand what's happening. So if we have, let me check. If we have here First of all, let's start to unwinding this task from end, I think. Let's think about this. If we found a place where we put this string into this data tree, then we'll found a starting point, yeah? And where we can put it? We can put it here, yeah? Yeah, for sure, we can put it in. But okay, I think I know what is the problem. And what is the problem with tests? Why fetch indices? What is this? Is this a variable? Can't find what? Ah, yeah, I know why you can't find declaration, because we are, yeah, fetch indices. And you know, fetch indices, it's not the interesting case here, because fetch indices only parses this part. And this part is fine, you know? Boom, 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 boom. I call this type of bugs stupid bugs, which are, you know, so it's not interesting to dig into these bugs because they are stupid. They are stupid from the point like first of all, so this here currently we have some kind of super stupid mistake, and my task here is to find this super stupid mistake. I believe that I'm not so stupid to find this stupid mistake. Okay, I think that we should not use the data tree as the storage of the keys. Okay, let me do the following. Data, make string, let's say 0 and 10, and let me pass a pointer to this data. Okay, and do like this. Or this is just a okay, like this. And I think like this. And so in this case, if you do like this, I'm going to eliminate inserting into this data, into this data tree, inserting the elements with which are string, which are actually strings. So let me try. Put a breakpoint here and put a breakpoint here. Oh. What? Okay, let me do like this. Data to string, and let me put it data as usual, and super hacky hack. If you're not using some variable inside Golang, you can just use this hack and assign it to empty. And data, not the data, it should be data. And currently we should see we don't have this error anymore, as you may see. Yeah. We can pass a nil here temporarily for sure. And let me send an request. Boom, we don't have an error. And we do have a lot of and my question is why? Why should we send this data to the user? Why? Okay, so we have a lot of empty places, as you may see here, like so test active, test name. Let me check this multipart form. Let me check what actually what we have inside it. Okay. And this is, this is the valid data. I mean, why do we need to parse it? Why RoadRunner even care about this? I don't know. Why not just use, let's say, I think I need to ask community about this. Because I'm actually, I don't know why do we need this mechanism of parsing inside the RoadRunner. Because I never, if you have some schema, then so understanding your schema, you can like decode your data into this schema. So here we are trying to just parse all of these test questions for points and assign a value to it. And this is and this is not what I'm expecting. 0 clue, 1 clue. I don't know if there's a duplicates, might be. Might be 2. So if we met a duplicate, then like our parser fails. I don't know. Let me ask community about this. Let me check how Nginx parses this. Nginx multipart from data parse. Okay, so I'm thinking about empty branches. So if we have empty branches, then it fails. And I think okay, so I think the idea behind this code is obtained from some Nginx. So I have a very poor, knowledge of this Apache Nginx things, because in Golang or in Rust you obviously work with like Google load balancers or might be Amazon load balancers. I don't even need to use in my whole developer career. So not even single time I needed to use Nginx, but inside PHP world they use Nginx and Apache everywhere, because this is the way to just execute a script, because they don't have a server. They can't write a simple HTTP server, start it in another thread or coroutine, make it work, accept the requests and processes this request in another thread. So this is not possible inside PHP, and that because they use a lot of this Nginx, Apache stuff, Not only them, but I don't know if Kubernetes works with PHP, can execute scripts. I don't know actually. So I think this logic is obtained to be compatible with some Nginx model which parses this data, because this looks weird from my point of view. So to have this, I worked a lot with the multipart requests inside Golang, but every time we have some kind of predefined schema, or we can if we don't have files, so obviously often we send the files with multipart form, because you can't send the files with a post form, but however you can send a simple key values from the post form, and those sending, I know might be I'm not correct here, but this looks I don't know, this looks not correct from my point of view. Let me try to find how Nginx parses this. Might be then I'll understand the logic behind this. So Nginx multipart from data. Why so long? Okay. Nginx removes content. Nginx errors. Okay. Proxy header. Nothing interesting. By the way, we also have this send file headers inside RoadRunner. I don't know why, since RoadRunner is application server, not a web server, and that because we are not, we are not a web server. So I actually don't understand why do we need to care about parsing some data instead of just passing it through to PHP worker. Only post form. Yeah, this is expected that Gorilla schema will work only with the post form, because this data can be used as a schema, like this. Schema, name, phone, and so on and so forth. Okay, let's try to simplify this example. Let's try to do the following. Let's save it. Let me save it and big multipart. Okay. Let me duplicate it. Save. There are a lot of data here. And let me try the following. Bulk edit. Oh yeah. Yeah. Let me try to do the following. Let me try to leave some empty branches. And enough. Okay, like this. Okay, and let me send this data in this form without any modifications from this side. Boom, without data here, not in it. Okay, and let's start. Yeah, this can be reproduced on a much smaller example. And we immediately have an internal server error. What should we do with these empty branches? Let me even try only one empty branch. Like without this. Can we reproduce this with only one empty branch? No. This is fine with only one. Can return. No, we can't return our original. Oh. Wait a minute. So this is... Oh my god, so this duplicates only... Okay. Works fine. No. Why we can't do this back? How to load this? Oh my god, Postman. Okay, let me get into this ticket and obtain this data once again. Oh, I already have it. Boom. Okay. And body. Bulk edit, and let's see what we can do here. Okay, should be enough, I think. God, why Vim isn't working here? You can easily delete this with no Vim, but have to use mouse. Okay, so now we have this data. Let me check. No, still works. Okay. Message too large? What? Message too large. Oh, maybe I need... Oh, yeah, so... I forget to restart RoadRunner between this. Message too large. What? What is default max memory? 32 megs. Let me make it slightly bigger. Okay. Boom. What? Why it's too large? I don't understand. I know, shouldn't be too large because I don't have any limitations here. Where this error comes from? I guess it comes from here. No. Oh. Now we have this painting. So yeah, this is definitely random. I mean, so one time we can just miss some point here, like pre-process this request in some different order, because you know when we read this these values, they are stored in a map, so there are no order. So we have to read. So this is, you know, this kind of bugs are super cool because they depend on an order, but you can't guarantee any order here because you are using we're using map. Not we, but just in Golang they use a map of with values inside the form, which can be read 2 times. Like and produce the same result, because yeah, there are no guarantee that map is not reallocated and bucket is not reallocated during the fulfilling it, and so this is not a slice or array, for example. This is hash map. Okay, I don't care about the order actually. So we have a pretty small number here of keys which can basically fail, and I'm thinking, so let me remove this. I'm thinking that if we have a key without a value, we can safely skip them or not. Let me check. Let me check in a form like this. If v is nil or length of v is 0, println debug. Love it. every time we can definitely say that v is not empty. V are values. And yeah, I'm not correct here because v is always be filled with some data. Am I right? Let me check. What is v here? No, not every time. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's stupid bastard. It's not empty, it's just an empty string inside it. So it has a length of one element, you know? But this element is empty string. Okay. Okay. So, let me check like this. If we is nil, or len v is 1 and like this. Let me skip these values. Let me skip these values. No, still have... Oh! Why I'm so stupid? I put this check after actual push into this data structure. Smart. Okay. Okay, there are no errors. My question is how we should treat this data. Should we skip the data like this? It is like a first question. And where I can say, if people like introduce some chat, you know, some chat where you can ask a question and get an answer, you know, maybe this is chat GPT. And let me actually try to use, I'm not you know, not a very super often user of ChatGPT, but let's give it a chance. Context Golang HTTP multipart requests. If the value of the form data key is empty, let me just clarify my question a little bit. If the data is empty but like this, how this data should be like super stupid question. So this is very hard to believe these answers, but you know, particularly when person from data, the interpretation of whether form data key with an empty value should be considered invalid depends largely on the context of your verification and the expectations for the data. Yeah, is expected to always have value because it is required field in your application logic. Then an empty value should be treated in invalid. Yeah, I don't know. So this is, you know, how politics answers you. Like this is an answer and not an answer because I already know this. So this depends. But should our parser treat this data as valid? Because currently, if we have, you know, a lot of keys, I think that's a problem if we have a data like this. Let me try. Let's remove our super protection. No. Okay. Oh yeah, so okay, so this is, yeah. Yeah, this is the minimal example where we almost always fail because it depends what key should we read first. Yeah? So I think that's the problem in our parser, that we save this part and this part under the same empty key, empty value, I'm sorry, and you know, this leads to an error. So let's start our debugging session then. How we can avoid this? Okay, so if we... Okay, 0 answers, 0 clue. Okay, let me start from the beginning. From this point. Okay, if we have this first with an empty value inside it. Done, false. Test question 0 answer 0 clue. Yeah, so we definitely have this test question 0 answer 0 clue. So results parsed correctly. The next step. So inside the data tree we have only one key test, so this first key. We are not done with the parsing. And we parse a first result, keys 0, and shrink our data by 1. Hop, as we see here. Then questions. Do we have any? Yeah, we have only questions inside our data tree. Then 0. Then answers, yeah, it goes fine. Then clue, and yeah, nil, we like unreading our tree, and at the end we have where's the data tree? Yeah, our test, parsed, like this. So at the end we are reading this tree back, and so we have all results inside it. But now let me check what's happening when we start parsing test questions and 0 with the same empty pattern. We already have a test key inside our data tree. Okay. And we are done, yeah. So here's the error. Inside we have test question 0 answers. Okay, so the issue is in the following. When we start with a bigger value, so here we started with a bigger value, with a bigger key, like test, like this one. Test question 0 answer 0 clue. Yeah. Next, let me check what's happening if we start from the smaller, from this one. I think since we would have this data already inside the tree, we will access this part, and which will be saved by previous parser, and this data will be empty, empty string. Let me double check this. And yeah, so now we have smaller part. Can safely skip this. Yeah, and now the big brother. Okay, so currently we have this inside our data tree, and the leaf node here is a string. So if it's a string, what should we do here? Okay, let's go. Data node, we have what data we have? Keys. Yeah, we have key test. We have now key and a question. Yeah, we are not done. Yeah, and now we have 0, which is, yeah, here's the issue. So let me draw it to explain. So if we have this, we have two. Let me check. Yeah, we have two type of the test. Then question, then 0, then answer, and then clue. Next we have test, question, and just 0. So both values here are empty. We don't have any value here. We have only keys. Like they are nested for sure, like it's because it's multipart form, they are nested. And we don't have any keys here. If we parse this smaller but the same as here part of the request, we will get to this empty string, which will be not our data tree to parse like further. It will be just a string. And how can we prevent this? How can we just, we can't stop at this point, we can't stop here because we have a bigger part to parse. We should continue our parsing, but we can't continue it because we don't have a data tree. We reach the end of this parser, and here you are. We have a panic. Yeah, let me try once again. Okay, and data test. Yeah, leaf node is a string. But what? 1, 2. I just added 1 and 2 and the end, like values to these keys. Okay. It's still a string. Okay. Okay, so this is not an error. So we have duplicates in this form data. Okay, I understand, I think. So we actually have an error somewhere here. Where is this? Yeah, invalid multiply values to key. Let me check if it will be 1. What will happen? Still the same error. Yeah, we need to multiply values to key 0 in a tree. Okay. why we can't, why we don't have this error. Is data empty? Yeah, or I think should be like this. But it is also, you know, this depends on application logic, you know. So empty string is also data. You know why? Very often in Golang applications we do have things like pointer to a string as a field, for example, in structure, because we have to distinguish between an empty value, like this, actual value is equal to empty string, and zero value, like, because for the zero value for a string is empty string, but zero value for a pointer is a nil pointer, you know. And because of this, nil pointer should be treated as no data. We can definitely say that we don't have any data, and this is not possible to do something with absent data, you know. But this is definitely not correct when you are saying about empty data, because empty data is something like, it's, you know, it sounds like I'm crazy, but empty data indicates that, for example, we don't have a value for this variable, you know, or we have zero value, it's empty string, or we don't have you know, we have something which is empty, you know. And putting a putting here this check can actually lead to an error. Because we are treating the data which is not okay. So this is hard case, you know, because this case doesn't depend on the values which I provide here. So this actually depends only on these two parts, this and this. They are the same, and they both refer to an, you know, to an empty string, because here value of this is empty actually. And okay, let me restart with this super, I think, weird check. Once again. Please give me the shorter string first. Yeah. Okay, we still have an error. Or length of actual value is like this. not what I'm expecting. It's still not empty. Do we even have this check here? No, we don't. We don't even have this check. Okay, so if leaf node is available, there is some kind of branch in the input. So if, yeah, this prevents this check. I don't know actually what to do with this case, because it's kind of complicated in terms of how we should treat this data, because you know this can ruin a lot of application, a lot of user applications. Don't know what to do with this. From my point of view, we don't need to do this at all. Why we don't need to do this? Because first of all, how we can put this in a protobuf. So I remember that our major target was to pre-process all of this kind of stuff and move out JSON communication protocol from our worker and RoadRunner communication and replace it with the protobuf. And inside protobuf we can't have any you know, any type. So we should have typed responses. And in this case, if we have like the results like this, let me show you, like data here. So as we see here, we have a data tree, and this is definitely a graph. And I wrote a lot of algorithms related to the graphs, and I think we can just rewrite it with how it should be in a graph, you know. And the problem here is that we have two same parts like this, multipart data, and if we have this one, if we have this one first, you know, then we have here like an empty string. Like imagine that we have here an empty string, because when we start to process this, we are going by the same path that we like processed our previous request, but on this path we met empty string instead of data tree, you know, empty string which is like obtained from this, from parsing this node, if I can say like this. And the problematic thing here is, should we continue parse the rest of the our request, or we can just like overwrite it, like remove this one. Okay, we have the same path, but we can't remove this because we should complete this tree. How we can represent this to user? Moreover, how we can represent this to user? And the second question, how we can represent this in a good graph? In a good graph, I mean by good graph, I mean with nodes, without this data tree, with map any, many string any. I'm sorry, map string any. So yeah, there are a lot of questions. Okay, guys. There are no answers on these questions at the moment. I'll think about this, how we can pre-process this, and I think on the next stream we are going to at least write a graph, like write a proper graph to parse all of this kind of stuff, because this looks like a graph but doesn't behave like a graph, because there are a lot of these stupid checks. If the data is empty, if we have other trees, this will also looks like a tree. If you don't know what is tree, this is very famous. Oh my god, it's so bright. Can we wiki dark? Okay, so dark mode gadget. Okay, so we have to. Okay, so what is a tree? Tree is the data structure, often which is often used in dictionaries when we should find something by a prefix. Here is a prefix. You may treat it like a prefix, like this one, and value is this one. We can parse this part, one by one, like this prefix, this prefix, this prefix, and so on and so forth, and use tree as a data structure here. It would be not faster, I think. Let me think. So how we can parse this? We can use, yeah, definitely we can use a tree, because so if we would have the same, so with a tree, if we would have the same path here like this, we'll go by this path, by test, questions, then 0, and then we met our empty value here. But instead of failing on this step, using a tree, we just consider that, okay, fine, so we have a value, some value here, because this is definitely possible if we don't have any values here, because if we move by this path, for example, T, TE, so this might be just a prefix tree. So tree, digital tree or prefix tree. It's not necessary to if you have a dictionary, for example, like real dictionary with a lot of words, you can search some word, for example, constitution by CO and etc, CON and so on and so forth, and you'll move by this tree step by step, and you might see the words which starts from C, then CO, then from CON, and so on and so forth. So basically, we can have here our this algorithm of fetch indices, which is actually like a parser for our cases, so parser for these things. And let me check. let me check. This fetch indices, you know. And who would say that you don't need algorithms? So look at this. Look at this. Why do I know all of this kind of stuff? Because of this. Because of fucking this. I solve like a lot of algorithms and a lot of things, and you know, I know about tree. So let me, where's yeah, let me start this once more time. Okay, fetch indices, yeah, and keys, yeah. And you see, this is a super cool representation of how we can move by this tree. With test, questions, 0 answers, 0 clue, and at the end we have this empty string as a result. Let me check. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, here we have multiply values. Yeah. Sorry, just should set to empty. Yeah, data. And you may see this representation of data. Data, questions, value, 0, 0, 0, interface, answers, 0, then clue, and then empty string. This is definitely what is tree. So, guys, this is the time to put our algorithmic knowledge into the practice. Here we can definitely represent all of this shitty written code into the brilliant algorithmic O-then. So because we can't achieve time better than O-then with tree, because we have to iterate over all of this case. And for example, value of a tree here. So tree represented basically as type, tree, struct. Boom. For example, we can have this is terminator for sure, and yeah. So where is it? Is terminator, is terminal, children, yeah, and a value. So here, the most interesting part of our type is value, which should be string, and in this value we can put our empty string. And when we iterating over test questions 0, when we starting from like less and then bigger response request, I'm sorry, here, like this one and then this one, we'll get an error in our current case. But in our tree case, we will move forward because we'll see, okay, we have some value by this path here. Okay, fine, let's move further. And we will have some value here. And we definitely resolve this problem. Then, we don't need to check anymore, do we have other nodes, do we have like here, like super stupid logic here, from my point of view for sure. Like if incoming value empty, so we don't need all of this kind of stuff. But this actually this type of data tree can be represented as JSON, but having a tree, structured tree, we can definitely represent it as a protobuf thing and marshal and unmarshal it, so be typed. Okay, so this is our target for next stream. I think, I don't know, it would be on a Friday or Monday. I'm not currently sure, 100% sure when I will have time to stream, but yeah, because I have to work. Yeah, so thank you very much guys for being with me, and see you next time, and have a good evening, and yeah, bye bye.